Prana meaning life. Yeah, that is what I know of.
Okay, okay, good. So let me share a few more things with you. Is we know that we have an energy in this body that we call soul, right? All of us know that. Now, but soul does not know how to manifest and express itself, right? So it uses certain medium to express and manifest itself, in this human body. In our last session, if you attended, you remember that we talked about, the connect between the soul, the mind, the sense organs, and how we interact outside. Then we were talking about, how to balance our emotional state. So today I want to only pick one level of manifestation of the soul, which is done through this life force called prana. Okay. Now, prana's life force, how does it operate? Okay, I'm going to spend exactly 5 minutes and show you on what exactly I'm talking about, so that when I'm sharing the breathing techniques, you know exactly what we are looking to address. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm going to open a quick. Uh, can everyone see my screen? Is that okay?
Yes, yes, it's
Yeah, awesome.
visible.
Thanks. So what I'm going to do is that, okay, is that draw something which looks like a human body. Okay, and I just want to show you, where all this life force resides. Okay, don't spend too much time looking at my drawing. Just understand, what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so there are five main pranas. Okay, and then there are five what we call sub pranas. So in total, we are talking about 10 pranas, okay, which we have to use for the purpose of our breathing exercises. Okay. Now, where do these five main pranas and the five sub pranas reside? Okay. The most important ones, start from our tail. Okay. Let me see if I can change this color in any way. Anyway, so there is one prana, that resides at the tailbone, just at the end of our tailbone, which is basically called, apan. Okay, all pranas are going to end with pan, right? So just remember that. So there is a prana here which is called apan. There's another prana, in our belly which helps in digestion process, which is called saman. There is one prana in our heart, which is called pran. There is one, in our this portion here from where we speak, okay, which is called udan. Okay? And there is one that flows in the entire body, which is called vyan. Okay, these are five main pranas. What is their function? Let me tell you very quickly. And all these I'm telling you from the Vedic secrets, okay, of how this body operates. Upon everything which is near the tailbone takes care of all your voluntary actions, okay, which is below your tailbone. Okay, so anything that's got to do with urinal excretion, any power that you feel in your neck, ankle, all that is handled by the apan, which is at the tail of it. Okay, aman is in the stomach, which basically takes care of your digestion process. Prana is in your heart, so it takes care of all your valve functioning, pumping, everything that you see is the function of prana. And udan is something that is above the heart going up to the brain here. This is what is handled by the udan. Okay, all these functions, if you see, are purely voluntary functions happening on its own. Do we do any effort for digestion of food? None, right? It's on autopilot mode, right? Same thing, if you look at our heart, the pumping of the heart, the valve going in out, we do no special efforts for these actions, right? These actions are happening on autopilot mode. Similarly, there are, apart from these five main pranas, there are five sub pranas also, which also perform some very unique voluntary functions. For example, burping. Okay, if you look at burping, if you look at reverse vomiting function, these are ways through which body clears any blockages in your digestion system. So this is another form of subprana. Then if you look at blinking of our eyes, right, the eyelids that blink, it's a function that is done on its own. So when we are awake, it is functioning. When we sleep, it revitalizes itself. In the same way, In the same way, if you look at some of the other involuntary, or voluntary functions, right, is, for example, when we sneeze, right? Sneeze is also an auto function, which is meant to clear, any impurities, at this part, just in front of the brain. Okay. So I'm muting everyone else, so that there's less disturbance. Can I ask everyone to mute yourself so that we have less disturbance? Thank you. Right. So I talked about, sub pranas. The first I said, burping is automatic. If you look at yawning is another, which helps you take out your tiredness. That's another, function which is happening at a sub level, but very, very automatic way. We talked about reverse vomiting that happens. That's also, happening, involuntary. So these are, some, functions which are happening, on its own, right? But the interesting part is that, who is giving the power, okay, of operating the pranas. Okay, so let me stop now sharing my screen and come back to the actual part of the exercises. So why do we need to perform the pranayams? Okay, why do we need to perform breathing exercises? Purely from the perspective of increasing our immunity, because these are some very, very critical voluntary functions happening in your body, okay, which are on autopilot mode. And until you start practicing certain very unique technical breathing exercises, which also clears the pathway in which this life force is moving, just like you have a pipeline in which water is flowing, correct? So if it gets clogged, obviously you're not going to have the right flow of water in the place, correct? In the same way, the pranic flow also is in the body through a channel which we call nadis. Okay, it is extremely subtle, and no medical science is going to talk about it. It is only will be talked in the yogic science. So there is this channel, there is this pathway, which we call nadis, in which the life force, these pranas, are continuously flowing right from the time we have been born. Okay, so how our idea of doing the breathing exercise is to ensure that that these channels, these pathways through which this pranic flow is in progress, okay, is also cleaned, okay, so that the pranic flow is optimum to all for all these voluntary functions. Okay, am I clear up till here? Because this background is extremely, extremely important for everyone to understand. I don't want you to do some mechanical exercises and not know why we're doing this. Is this part up till here clear? I am summarizing very quickly. I'm saying there are 10 pranas, there are 10 life force in different parts of this body performing voluntary functions, okay, which also needs that pathway to be clear, because your blockage of energy in these pathways will result in illness, will reduce your immunity level. Are we together up till here? Everyone?
Yes.
Show of hands or yes or a no, unmute will help me to proceed.
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Looks clear? Okay, chalo. So let us start now. So abhi time is 7:14. Okay, we will close exactly at 8 o'clock. So for the next 45 minutes, okay, we have some house rules. First house rule is that I need your participation. Okay, I need your participation. Otherwise, maza nahi aayega. Otherwise, we'll not enjoy. So number one, house rule, participation. Number two, for some time, okay, put your mobile phones in your husband mode, which I called silent mode. Okay, put it, because these 45 minutes are extremely critical. Give me your full attention. I promise you that you'll enjoy, after we leave this session. So let us start now. Okay, first thing that we are going to do is what I call the pulse check. Okay, pulse check, how are you going to do is that, first of all, I want all of you to sit in a certain posture. Okay, so I'm just adjusting my camera because I'm also at home. Now, I want you to sit in a certain posture. How are you going to sit? Is that your left ankle, if you see, your left ankle has to go in and your right ankle has to come on the top. Okay, this is what we call the Siddhasan posture. Okay, this is what we call the Siddhasan posture. So can I request all of you that wherever at your home you are, I want you to take the Siddhasan posture. Left ankle in, right ankle on the top, and your spinal cord, I want it to be straight. I want your spinal cord, to be straight. Okay, I've just changed the view so that it's easier for everyone. Left ankle in, right ankle on the top, spinal cord straight. And then, we take this position, which is called the Gyan Mudra. This is the position which is called Gyan Mudra. Everyone, I want all of you to sit in this posture. Everything clear? Right. Now, we're going to start a pulse check. What are we going to do in the pulse check? Because this session is today on breathing, correct? We want to check that in the next 60 seconds, okay? And I will do the timer. So you don't have to bother. All you need to do what I'm telling you. In the next 60 seconds, I want you to close your eyes and count, how many breaths have you taken in the next 60 seconds, okay? So basically, if I say when you breathe in and breathe out, that is one count, okay? So I want you to count how many breaths are you taking in 60 seconds. Is that clear to everyone? Very simple. When I say start, you will start. When I say stop, you will stop, okay? So let us start. We are sitting in the Siddhasana posture. We have taken the Gyan Mudra. Our spinal cord is straight. I want you to now close your eyes. Please now don't open your eyes until I have asked you to open your eyes, okay? So let us start. I'm going to put the stopwatch now. 3, 2, 1, start. We are just about to close now. 3, 2, 1, and stop. All of you, now you can stop. Okay. So now I want all of you to share on the chat box. Okay. House rule number 1, participation. Okay. Can I ask all of you to share on the chat box? You see a small chat button. How many counts of breaths was for you in the last 60 seconds? Very nice. I'm seeing some responses. 12, 10, 15. Okay. Very nice. Can I have more responses? Okay, good. So thanks all of you for sharing. Now let me tell you this, the result of this. Okay. Our mind and our breath are very, very closely related to each other. Okay. Our mind and our breath are very, very closely related. In fact, they are very intertwined with each other. Okay. So if you are able to slow down your pattern of breathing, okay, which is why we are practicing these breathing exercises, right? If you are able to slow down your pattern of breathing, okay, eventually you will see that, you will have higher thought clarity, okay. You will be much, much more in peace, harmony, and joyness, okay, if you are able to just slow down, okay, your breathing pattern. The rush of thoughts in our mind will also start slowly reducing down, okay. Now, if you remember from the last session I shared with all of you, anything that breathes very fast has got a shorter life, okay. If you are able to develop a pattern of yogic living in which you breathe deeper and slow, okay, you will have a long longevity of life, okay. Remember, this is from Yogi Secret, that if you breathe deep and you breathe slow, okay, you will have a longer life, okay. Why? I'm not talking about any supposition. Why? Because when you breathe deep and slow, you are allowing your lungs to take maximum air in, and because you are breathing slow, you allow, the exchange, process to happen properly, where you allow the oxygen to be released. And when you deflate yourself, your whole lungs out, you push out, what is not required for this body. Okay, this is a very simple mechanism, but if we generally see, we generally breathe very, very shallow. Okay, how many breaths? So for example, anyone who is in the double digit right now, okay, in your breathing pattern, I'll tell you, yogic breathing pattern says that if you are breathing 3 to 4 breaths in a minute, that is the most optimum level you want to get into. Okay, with deeper meditation, longer meditation cycle also, you can actually get to 1 and 2 position also. Okay, 1 and 2 position also. Kailash ji, very nice. I've seen your comment 6. Your practice is going very nice. Okay, so slowly, through practice of breathing techniques, this pranayams that I'm talking about, plus meditation, your breathing pattern will slow down. And as it slows down, everything else becomes a result. Okay, stability of mind, balanced emotional state, not feeling triggered, by people, situation, and events around you. All think, these things, start, subsiding out. Okay, that is why, pranayams are very, very critical. Okay, have I made myself clear? Are there any doubts at this stage? Please unmute and ask me, because without having an objective why we are doing it, if you do it, you will actually not be able to follow it for too long. So I'm giving you the mantra why you should be doing it. Longer life, okay, healthy life, mind stability, because mind and breath are very intertwined with each other. You see, when you are very angry or you are very nervous, if you are very anxious, you would be generally be breathing very high at that point of time. Am I right to say that?
Simant, I had one question.
Yes.
When you breathe in,
Yeah.
you're supposed to hold your breath in, or like to a point where you feel a lack of oxygen, or you're just supposed to stop where you're, when you're comfortable.
So I'll share with you now the technique going forward, okay, on what is the correct pattern of breathing in the pranayams to come. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So let us start. Okay. So now time is 7:23. So now in the next 30 minutes, okay. Okay, done. No, don't worry, Rahulji, don't worry. That is why we are here. Okay. That is why we are here. Just follow, give me your full attention. That is the only promise I need from you. Okay. 30 minutes of commitment I need from you in the coming time. Okay. So now we're going to practice some pranayams together. Okay. Because I want you to go back with these tricks. This call is being recorded. So after the session is done, I have everyone's details. I will actually share a YouTube video where you can use this and sort of, continue practicing at your home. Okay, so let me start, the practice of the breathing techniques why we are together now. Okay, with all the background set. Okay, number one, when you should be practicing is extremely critical. What we are practicing is critical. When you should be practicing is equally critical. Pranayams, practice should be done early morning. Okay, the most apt time to do it is actually, just before the sunrise. Okay, so you see, in yogic life, just like in military and monastery, okay, these two, institutions run by rituals and practice. Okay, you prepare a monk and you prepare a soldier based on what? Based on rituals and practice, right? And you follow them exactly. You take exactly the kind of food at the same time, at the time determined. Okay, there is no, there is no indiscipline. So remember, I'm talking about a yogic life. So 5 o'clock, up from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, you have to pull out 10 minutes time and you have to practice what we are going to do today. Then in the evening time, okay, just like the time we are talking right now, okay, before you go for supper, after you come back from office, you have to practice this. Both the times you have to make sure that your stomach is not full, your belly should not be full. Okay, if you are empty stomach, that is the best way to practice pranayams. Okay, so these are again, some ground rules. Early morning before sunrise, evening time at around 7, take out 10-15 minutes time and then practice it when your belly is not full. Okay, no other critical rules. Yes, if you're suffering, with hypertension, blood pressure, then remember that don't do it very rigorously. Okay, go with a slow pace. Fine. So chalo. So let us start now. So first breathing exercise, how to do the breathing is what we're going to practice. So I said we are sitting in the Siddhasana posture, the most optimum posture, to sit for pranayam practice. We take the Gyan Mudra. Your hand should be straight. Now you see the moment you put this, your shoulder blades are out, your spine is straight. Okay, that is the position to sit. Now remember, when I'm breathing in, okay, you will completely fill your tummy, if I can say. Your belly should blow out with the air that you're taking in, okay, so that it put pressures on your lungs, and everything has to expand. Your diaphragm has to expand and then collapse. When you're doing the collapsing, you have to deflate out. Remember, we are not talking about shallow breathing, we're talking about deep and slow. Okay, so let me show you 1, 2, 3 rounds, and then we do it together. So Gyan Mudra is in here now. Okay, then I deep breathe in, out. You have to deflate out. Okay, and in yogic practice, we always say that your breathing out should be longer than your breathing in. Okay, it is called the Rechak process. Your breathing out should be longer than your breathing in. Okay, so one more time, I will show and then we'll practice together. So when you breathe in, remember my tummy is fully inflating, it's coming out, my diaphragm's expanding and shoulders going up. Now, I would like all of you to start. Please sit in the Siddhasana posture with Gyan Mudra in, spinal cord straight, shoulder blades out. Eyes will become now closed. Close your eyes and deep breathe in. Fully inflate your belly and breathe out. Out, 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 out. Breathing out longer than breathing in. Again, deep breathe in. And then breathe out, 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 out. Again, deep breathe in. Fully inflate. Now breathe out, 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 out. As if your complete stomach is going in. Okay. Eyes will remain closed. Breaths will become normal. One more round. Deep breathe in. Breathe out. Out, out, out. Fully deflate out. Last round. Deep breathe in. Breathe out, 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 out. Breath will become normal, eyes will remain closed. Just keep your awareness now to the breathing pattern. Withdraw from the outward flow and bring back your awareness to this breath. that you are magically breathing in and out. Now you can slowly open your eyes. Now you can slowly open your eyes. Okay. So now we're going to move to the next practice with this. Based on this pattern of breathing, now we're going to move to the next practice. Okay. What is the next practice? This is a practice, which we call Mool Bandh. Okay. And I want you to hear me very carefully. Okay. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to intertwine 2-3 things together. Okay. In Mool Bandh, what we do is that, just below your tailbone, okay, you will breathe now from there. Okay, how do you breathe? If you just focus your attention right now below your tailbone, okay, just your excretory organ, you will breathe in and out. Okay, just like we are breathing in, we are taking breath in and out. Breathe in, hold it, you will feel a little sensation, and then breathe out below your tailbone. Remember, this is called the Kriya of Mool Bandh. Okay, because remember, I shared with you our Apan, the life force, one life force is just below your tailbone. So I am now igniting, that prana. Okay, how are we doing? Again, just your awareness below your tailbone, and then you breathe in, hold for 2 seconds, then breathe out. Again, breathe in, hold out. Initially, you might find difficulty to hold it not for more than 2 seconds. Don't worry, it's okay, right? So let us practice again. Breathe in, hold out. Eyes will remain closed. Remember, we are still sitting Siddhasana with Gyan Mudra. Again, Mool Bandh, breathe in, out. Awareness attached to your breath. Okay. We are withdrawing our awareness, which is flowing outside, and bringing it back to the breath. Only focus on your breath right now. Breathe in, out. In, out. 2 more times. Breathe in, out. Last time. Deep breathe in, out. Eyes will remain closed. Breaths will become normal. Awareness attached to each breath. Each breath is invaluable. The wealth of each breath that you and me are taking right now is more than the wealth of the 3 worlds. Just remember this breath that you and me are so freely bestowed to with now. There are so many people at this point of time, at this moment, who are in various hospitals, various ICUs, struggling for that one breath that you and me are so magically taking with a lot of sense of gratitude towards each breath. Let us keep our awareness attached. Now I want you to slowly open your eyes. Now you can slowly open your eyes. Okay. So two things we have finished. We have practiced the way of breathing. We have practiced Mool Bandh. Now we are going to the next practice of another. I would say it's a mix of pranayam and bandh both. This is called Singhasan. Okay. In Singhasan, what we do, we behave like a lion. Okay, we behave like a lion. And I want all of you are in your videos are muted, so you don't have to feel shy. Okay, what are we going to do? We will use our palms, put it on our both the knees like this. These hands will be straight. Okay, and then we will, now this is extremely important. Again, again, everything I'm sharing with you is for COVID time. So this is what will strengthen, your system of breathing through lungs, and even, your issues relating to throat. Okay, you have to throw out the toxins, okay, the infection out. So this is basically, this pranayam is for that. Okay, so you're going to use your palms, hold it on your knees. Okay, this will raise like this. Now we will breathe in. Watch me once, then we'll do together. Okay, and then when you breathe out, you have to behave like a lion. Okay, like this. Then you take 3 seconds break before we do the next time. So when we are behaving like a lion, entire tongue, open your mouth, entire tongue out, and you make a sound from your throat. Okay, so when you're making the sound, just remember your eyes focus, you keep it here. Okay, somewhere middle your eyebrow. I'll do once more time, and then we'll do together. We take deep breath in. And then tongue goes in, eyes closed. 3 to 4 seconds break before we again start the practice. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Anyone with any doubt, again please unmute, ask me. Okay, any doubts, or we can start? Okay, good. So looks like everything is okay. So let us start. Palms, lock it on your knees. Okay, shoulder blades out, spine straight. Okay, again remember, deep and slow, right? So we breathe in, and now breathe out by making the sound tongue. Fully deflate out, and then tongue goes in. Eyes will remain closed. You will not open your eyes until I have asked you to open your eyes. Okay, I hope everyone got the rhythm. Anyone did not get the rhythm, feel free to intervene anytime. Okay, so let us start again. We're now going to practice 5 times, okay, with 3 seconds break in between. So let us start. Deep breathe in, and then breathe out. Round 2, deep breathe in. Round 3, deep breathe in. Round 4. Last round. Breathe in. Go back to the Gyan Mudra. Eyes will remain closed. Breaths will become normal. Awareness attached back to each and every breath. Now you can gently open your eyes slowly. Now you can open your eyes. Okay, so we have finished the breathing pattern, how to breathe. We have then done Mool Bandh. We have now done Singhasan. Now we are going to the fourth one. Okay, now we are going to the fourth one. This is very exciting, the fourth one. This is what we call Bhramari Pranayam. Okay, Bhramari Pranayam is extremely useful. Extremely useful in COVID times, specifically for giving maximum intake of oxygen to your brain. Maximum intake of oxygen to your brain. Now, what I want you to do, Brahmar means a honeybee or a bumblebee, either ways you can say, right? So in a honeybee or a bumblebee, how does it behave? We have done Singhasan. Now we're going to do a bumblebee, sound, which gives huge vibration, to your brain and pulls the maximum intake of oxygen to the brain. Okay. What consumes maximum oxygen in our body? It is our brain. That is why, after a long day, feel very exhausted. Okay. Because of constant drawing of this power, to the brain. So what I want to do now is that we're going to practice this pranayam called Bhramari Pranayam. Before we start the practice, I want you to know one more science from the Yogi's diary. That science is that if you look at this human body that we have, okay, this has got 9 entry and exit points. This has got 9 entry and exit points. Okay, what are these 9 entry and exit points? If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then your anal organ and excretion organ, if you put together, okay, there are 9 entry and exit points in this body. Our soul's energy is constantly moving out from these 9 entry and exit doors to interact with the outside world. Okay, these are the places where our energy is moving out. Okay, this constant moving of energy out is what tires us out. Okay, so what we are going to do in the Bhramari Pranayam is that we will close 7 out of these 9 doors and we will practice this pranayam. How are we going to do it is what I want to show you. So we will use our thumbs. Just watch me, then we'll do together. We use our thumbs, we close our ears, we use our palms, very gently close your eyes. Don't press it, very gently close your eyes. And then deep breathe in. And then breathe out by making a sound like a bumblebee. Okay, so like this. So as we discussed that we are going to breathe in, and when you breathe out, you will make a sound like a bumblebee. Okay, so breathe in, And then when you breathe out, so deflate out yourself fully, but by making the sound like a bumblebee. Is that clear to everyone? Again, I'm giving you 5 seconds. Anyone, any doubt, unmute and ask me quickly. Is it clear? Looks clear. Okay. So let us start. You will use your thumbs, close your ears, use your palms, close your eyes. Eyes will remain closed now until I have asked you to open the eyes. Remember. Okay. So let us close. Then deep breathe in and then breathe out by making the sound. 3 seconds break before we start again. Deep breathe in. And now breathe out. Round 3, again, deep breathe in. And now breathe out. Round 4, breathe in. Last round, eyes will remain closed. Remember, breathe in. As you finish, then you can come back to the Gyan Mudra. Eyes will remain closed. Keep your awareness attached to every breath. All pranas of your body is now involved. The pathways of the flow of pranas is getting clearer with a deep sense of gratitude towards each and every breath. To remain our awareness attached to it. Now you can gently open your eyes. Now you can gently open your eyes. So 4 practices we have finished. So now the last one, okay, before we call it a day, fine. Now the last one, and one of the, again, most important during COVID times, okay, most important during COVID times. You will enjoy this one. Last part, you've kept a lot of patience, so just remain, give me your full attention for the next 5-7 minutes. This pranayam is called Bhastrika pranayam. Okay, this pranayam is called Bhastrika pranayam. This pranayam again is extremely important and useful to strengthen your breathing pattern and strengthen your lungs. Okay, probably one of the most fantastic pranayam to do in COVID times. Every day in the morning and evening, if you can practice this, non-negotiable. Okay, you will suddenly see great benefit, okay, in you fighting, you know, this immunity that we're talking about. Bhastrika Pranayam is going to be instrumental in that process. Okay, so let us start. Okay, again we are sitting in the Gyan Mudra. We're sitting in Siddhasana. We take the Gyan Mudra. Now watch me, and then we do it together. Okay, we're going to practice it 5 times. So in this pranayam, we breathe in, out, in, out. So what are we going to do is that we are purely just altering the pattern of breathing. So when we start and I say in, you breathe in, breathe out, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Then I'll increase the intensity, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So you'll increase your intensity and then we'll slow down. In, out, in, out, in, out. And then breathing will become normal. Okay, so we are altering our breathing pattern. Each round will have the entire pattern. So we start normal, just like you go to a treadmill, right? First you start, you know, at 5, then you increase to 8, go to 10, then slow down, come back to 5, and then close down. Okay, so that is what we're going to practice in this pranayam called Bhastrika Pranayam. Okay, is everyone clear? Again, I give 5 seconds. We are just altering our breathing pattern. Basics remain same. Deep out, deep out. Is that okay? I hope. Okay, fine. No question. So let us start. Go back to Siddhasana. Take the Gyan Mudra. Shoulder blades out. Eyes will now remain closed. Until I have asked you to open your eyes, you will not open your eyes. Okay. So let us start. In, out, out, out. In, out. In, out. In, out, 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 in and out, in and out, in and out. In and out. Breaths will become normal. Eyes will remain closed. You go back to normal breathing, but eyes will remain closed. Now we go to round 2 again. Repetition. Remember, in yoga, abhyas. Abhyas means repetition, right? Let us start. In, out, out, out. In, 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 out. In and 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 out. Breaths will become normal. Eyes will remain closed. Awareness attached to every breath. The last round. Deep breathe in, out. In, out, 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 in and out, in and out, in and out. Now I would like you to sit in this pattern of silence for the next 3 minutes. Eyes remaining closed. Awareness withdrawn from outside and focused purely to this magical breath that you can now so subtly feel so closely right now. So now just rub your palms vigorously, generate the warmth, and then before you open your eyes, just pass on this divine vibration that we created together, fully on your face, neck, on your head. And now you can gently open your eyes. Now you can gently open your eyes. Good. So we are now at the end of our session today. It is dot 8 o'clock as per my watch. I hope that you had gained something from the session, which was my objective. But I want to still allow, I'm here for another couple of minutes. So feel free to unmute yourself if you want to come back on a video and you want to discuss anything that we have practiced today, any clarifications that you have, anything that you experienced that you want to talk about. Feel free now to come to this session where you can now freely ask me anything. I would be glad to answer any questions, any clarifications that you might have from today. So either everything is clear or probably nothing was clear because I didn't hear anything. Would anyone like to share any feedback? Anyone would like to unmute and talk? Feel free. Okay, so Rahul ji says everything is clear. Okay, excellent. Nice. So, as I said, let me just repeat some of the rules. Okay, thanks Rahul ji for sharing your feedback. Important thing is, the timing of the practice is as critical. Okay, I will share the link of the video with all of you, so you can obviously go back and see what we have done. But remember that timing is extremely critical. If you would like to do it, at around 7:30 when you're about to get into the rush of the day, and now you want to practice pranayam, you will not get that benefit. Okay, apt time for a yogi to get up is when the world is sleeping. Okay, which is 4:30, 5 o'clock. Okay, that is the best time to practice pranayam. Open your window, get the nice morning breeze coming in, sit in your balcony, sit on the floor. Okay, most appropriate way to sit is that sit on the floor, put small bed sheet, not directly on the floor, put a bed sheet, sit on the floor, sit in the siddhasan, take the Gyan Mudra and practice this 5 pranayams. Okay, morning time, evening, same time, like the way we have done before supper. Put it back in your abhyas, put it back in your yes you can kindly, you are free, Kailash ji, to share this with your family. Just important thing is follow the house rules, follow the ground rules, and then it can become a nice family activity for all of you, right? Okay, so I think I have completed what I wanted to share with all of you. I have everyone's details. With your permission, I would like to add you to our WhatsApp group. We do this practice of meditation also at early morning on certain days at 5 o'clock. So I would be giving you details about some of our programs that we do. The session that we have done today, we do twice in a month. Every 15 days we do the session. So basically next session will happen again on a Thursday, okay, which is going to be 2 weeks from now. Okay, the way I see it is going to be on 1st of April. Okay, on 1st of April we'll have the same session. So we again now that I have the privilege of having your details, we will circulate the links. Join us on Thursday same time 7 p.m. As I said, on certain days we also practice meditation together, which I have not shared meditation all of you today. Meditation will come slightly later, but breathing and meditation we practice on certain days at 5 o'clock in early morning. So if you'd like to get into a proper yogic secret lifestyle practice, then I would be very happy to if you can join in there. So otherwise done. So I have done my part for today, and I'm so happy that you all have pulled out your time, to be, together in this. I hope you have gained something out of it. So with that, I will end the session. Namaste to all of you, and thank you so much. Have a good rest of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumant.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Kailash-ji.
Thank you.
Late.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Thanks, Rahul-ji, for
Thank
your
you.
feedback. I hope you're feeling better. I would love to connect with you again. Thanks, Elizabeth, for joining. Thank you. Thanks, Ashmi. Good to see you after a long time. Tanay Bhaiya, Anupam ji, thank you so much. Chetan, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.